How many times have we heard the advice, lower your expectations? You can't have it all. Wrong. You can have it all. The catch is, you just can't have it all at once. So what do you focus on now? And what can wait for later? Hi, I'm Keith Demetriades, Certified Financial Planner and Certified Kingdom Advisor. If you've ever wondered how to turn big dreams, like an unforgettable family vacation, buying a home, or retiring comfortably, into achieving milestones, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about how making smart choices today creates a clear path to every dream, one step at a time. Trade-offs today, payoffs tomorrow. You've got this, but where do you start? This is one of my least popular statements, but bear with me. It all begins with your budget. If you want to achieve your financial goals, there's just no way around it. Why? Because almost everything costs money. You can't put a plan into motion without first understanding where your money's going. Start by looking at the numbers. Look at your inflow, then your outflow. How do those things balance out? Is there excess that can be used for your goals? If there is, great. That means you can start putting your money towards whatever goal you choose right now. But let's be honest, most of us aren't just swimming in excess cash. So we have to make wise and practical decisions. In my house, we call this concept the sacrifice before the feast, which basically means that most good things in life require some kind of trade-off. Sometimes we trade our time for money, working more to finance our goals. Other times we cut back on spending in one area to help fund another area. Let me give you a personal example of what I mean. Several years ago, my wife and I were planning a family getaway. It was important for us to find some time to disconnect from the outside and reconnect with each other before the craziness of the year began. But when we looked at the numbers, we realized our initial budget didn't allow for everything we wanted to do. So we made a hard decision to scale back on other plans for the year. It meant giving up some shorter trips and some smaller wants. But we knew that making those adjustments could help us create a more memorable experience for the whole family. We could afford more splurges and include fantastic activities that we would have otherwise had to have skipped. So those sacrifices were well worth it. My point is, to get the very best out of life, there is always a sacrifice before the feast. Trade-offs today, payoffs tomorrow. So how do you decide what to focus on now and what can wait for later? It's easier than you think if you break down your goals into short-term, midterm, and long-term priorities. Each timeline has a purpose, and together they create a plan that works for today and builds for tomorrow. Short-term goals are things you can achieve in the next 1 to 3 years. Some examples might be paying off small debt, saving for a family vacation, or tackling some home improvement. Why are short-term goals important? Because every big dream starts with the small win. Achieving short-term goals gives you a sense of progress and builds the confidence you need to tackle larger priorities. They create momentum and they show you that your plan is actually working. Midterm goals have a longer timeline, usually between 3 and 10 years, and might include things like purchasing a new car, saving for a house, or funding children's education. They require more planning and discipline than short-term goals, but deliver results sooner than the long-term goals. They're important because they provide a sense of meaningful achievement while giving you the momentum to keep working toward those bigger milestones. They bridge the gap between where you are now and your long-term dreams. Long-term goals are the big dreams that take patience and planning. They don't come together overnight. They could take 10 years or more, but they're where all your hard work really pays off. These goals are big and they're ambitious, but more importantly, they establish your purpose. Maybe it's retiring in a way that lets you enjoy life, helping your kids get ahead, or building something that lasts well beyond your own lifetime. The beauty of these goals is how they connect what you're doing now with what's possible in your future. Knowing you have purpose motivates you to keep going, even when your goals extend far into the future. Understanding these different timelines helps create balance, letting you work on multiple goals simultaneously. So let's talk about how you can do that. Being diligent about saving and investing is only part of the equation. You should also consider where you invest your funds. because you want your investment timelines to align with your goals. For short-term goals, focus on low-risk, liquid options like high-yield savings accounts. Mid-term goals benefit from moderate risk and return investments like balanced mutual funds. And for long-term goals, higher risk investments with greater potential returns like growth stocks can help your money work harder for you. The idea of leveraging investments is really important. Otherwise, every financial dollar you spend will solely come from your salary. And that's not ideal over the long term as you work toward your larger goals. You can achieve your goals faster and more effectively by making your money work for you. Remember, every dollar you assign to a goal is progress. You're taking action. Trade-offs today, payoffs tomorrow. I've also personally found that one of the best ways to keep moving toward your goals is to write them down. There's something about physically writing down a goal that makes it stick. It's like telling your brain, this matters. Let's start working on it right now. There's actually science behind this idea, which Earl Nightingale talks about in his book, The Strangest Secret. Nightingale's message is powerful. He explains that one of the greatest gifts we've been given is the human will. Our subconscious minds keep working on problems even when we're not actively thinking about them. That's the secret. And that's where the magic happens. After you write it down, it stops being just a concept floating around in your head and becomes something tangible, something very real. Building on this idea, think about how you define your goals. I find a system called the 1-3-5 rule can really make big financial goals easier to tackle. You start by identifying one major goal, then support it with 3 medium goals and 5 smaller goals. Here's how it works. One major goal. This is your mission. It's your number one priority, the most important thing you want to accomplish. The 3 medium goals. These are your essential supporting goals. You have to accomplish them to meet your major goal. They might take 3 to 4 months each, but when you hit them, you know you've made significant progress toward your major goal. And the 5 smaller goals, each month you'll set 5 small goals that can be completed within 30 days. These are the steady steps that keep the momentum going. This system works because it keeps you from stalling out. You've always got a plan, big picture progress, major checkpoints, and steady movement every month. Once you start rolling, your momentum builds, and every action reinforces your commitment. Progress feels good. Remember though, that this life is unpredictable. Sometimes, even with the best intentions, things don't go according to plan. You're gonna face challenges. It's part of life, and it's normal. What matters is how you adapt when challenges come your way. Stay flexible. Adapting your plan doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're staying in control. And adjustments don't erase your progress. They reframe it for your circumstances. Remember, you can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. Trade-offs today, payoffs tomorrow. I'm Keith Demetriades. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this information helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. And hit that notification bell because I'll be creating more videos that help you work towards your financial goals. Be a savvy steward. Make your life count.